What's up? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? I had my mute on, so while I was eating, you weren't hearing me eat in the background. So
I saw you.
a quick
The
hit there.
countdown timer was going there. You were
I was burning through it, man.
trying to get that wrapped up.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. It's always a blast getting to chat with you, even though it's super last minute. You're in 24 hours turnaround, just saying, "Hey, can we chat with you?" And then you're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And it's always fun when that happens and comes together.
Yeah, man, it's totally cool. We love having you on. Our crew absolutely loves having you on. They especially want to learn and are excited to learn about TikTok. I think you came on. Was it October?
Yeah. I think it was late October.
Yeah. So you came on in October. You were talking about TikTok. We had just started to see some success with TikTok as well. We were one of the first or part of that first kind of grouping of people that came into your Slack group. I don't know what we call that. TikTok insiders.
Insiders. Maybe? Yep, that's what you call it.
Yeah. So we were kind of part of that. And then TikTok performed super well for our media buying team throughout Q4.
You guys crushed it.
Yeah, they did. They did absolutely amazing. So we're super excited to see where TikTok takes us this year. For those of you guys that don't know, our guest today, this is Maxwell Finn. He's kind of a legend in the space. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's raised millions in VC funding. He's co-founder of the Founders Mastermind. You were featured in ad leaks. You're kind of all over in ad leaks. I've told you, I think in the past, I thought you had some stake or ownership or something inside of ad leaks. But that's pretty formal. I'm going to hand the mic to you a little bit. Give us kind of your informal intro of yourself.
Oh, yeah. I get to bore the shit out of 46 people that are watching right now. I've told my background story. I probably heard it a million times. I'm just going to keep this short. I've done this for a really long time. I've been in the space for a decade. I've built and grown now 4 agencies. I own a large portfolio of ECOM properties, content sites. Like Michael said, Jeremy and I own a mastermind with Tim Bird and Sean Brown called Founders Mastermind. It's a high ticket thing we launched last year. It's $25K a year. It's a great group of people. We launched Future Traffic, which is our TikTok ad agency. We have an info product business. We do consulting, performance marketing. I've worked with a lot of Fortune 100 brands, a lot of massive, billion-dollar D2C companies. Pretty much have run traffic for everything you could think of. Everything that you could think of that isn't illegal or ethically gray. With that umbrella around it, I probably bought ads for it or advised or consulted on somebody that's been a student of mine that's run ads for it.
How long have you been in this game?
Since 2012, so 10 years.
Yeah, you're basically a dinosaur. You're not as
which
old
is crazy
as
to think.
Carmella in the media buying space, but you're up there.
It's funny because I tell you look at like one of my closest friends and mentor in the space, Rich Sheffrin, is like he's like a fossilized dinosaur. If I'm a dinosaur, then he's the like in the ground. They're excavating him because he was in it in the 2000s. He was doing it before like right when the internet was coming out. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think Jim got started in like 2006. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can't get much older than that. Like that is literally all of the experience in this digital marketing space. So hey everybody, if you're out there, we're gonna get into some good stuff today. Do me a favor, like this post, give this post a heart, do whatever Facebook will let you do this post. If you're on YouTube, you better like it, especially since they took away the dislike button. Anyway, like it, drop some comments in there. Let's get these videos kind of hot and tickle the algorithms here a little bit. And also, what questions do you have about TikTok? Go ahead and start dropping those in the comments because I'm going to talk to Max for a little bit, and then I'll start going through the comments and trying to find your questions, and we'll ask Max those questions directly. So if you have any questions for Max, he's got tons and tons and tons of experience. He's really focused on TikTok right now. This is a great time to kind of pick his brain a little bit. So don't waste it. So ask your questions away. Before we get started, though, you know how we roll around here. We like to kick things off with a digital marketer's toast. And do you like that, everybody? I didn't forget this week. Thank God. Thank God. Things went really, really south. The digital marketer's toast is the #1 way to increase your sales, no matter where you're selling. So raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks. Join me now for the digital marketer's toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and lower CACs, higher CTRs, much higher CVRs to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sells, and to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. You ready? Drink up, everybody. That is how we do it right there. My brain
energy drink going early just for you too.
What's that?
I got my energy drink going just for you because I already my coffee this morning, so I'm already on to caffeine number 2.
You have to juice up with some fresh caffeine for this. We just bring the fire like no other place here. All right. Let's I'm just gonna do a quick scan of the comments and we'll get into it. What's up, David Mackey? How you doing, buddy? Sheila, let's get this party started. We're going to, don't you worry. Thanks for joining. See you every week. Facebook users from Orlando, California. Facebook user has a way of getting around. Go Mark. Not sure who Mark is.
But go Mark.
Oh, here we go. I sold my first ShineOn product this morning. Custom keyring. Congratulations, buddy. Love to see people get their first sales. It's amazing. Hi from Daytona Beach. What's up, Sandy? Facebook user, is it possible to watch this video later? Abso-freaking-lutely. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube for your viewing pleasure. Glad you're here, Max. This is from Sheila. Thank you for what we're about to learn. Sandy, can't wait to post TikToks daily. Love this from Michelle. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for hopping on. We got some emojis coming in. All right, let's do this. So Max, I want to talk a little bit about your background here with Facebook because you have a story that I think many of our sellers kind of relate to. I personally relate to it. I went through the exact same thing that you did. So why don't you take us back? What would it be like? Probably close to a year at this point. And tell us about your little saga with Facebook. Because I remember, I'm going to set it up a little bit. I remember iOS 14 hit, and you were making lots of videos that were, let's say, perhaps a little bit critical of how Facebook was prepping its sellers and its marketers for iOS 14. And then it seemed like out of nowhere, you kind of, the finger of Zuck came down and you got hit with a lightning bolt. But anyway, tell us what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take my my regular hat off and put my tinfoil hat on in some of these statements, and my conspiratorial hat. But yeah, I've been advertising the platform for a very long time. Have managed massive budgets. I've taught a lot of people on the platform, and was restricted from advertising. So I wasn't kicked off from a user perspective. Some people are kicked off like their profile and stuff, but just restricted from advertising. And no reason given, and there was no appeal allowed. What was interesting at that time was that I wasn't really doing anything on the platform because I still do things. I still run ads. I'm still involved day to day in our businesses, but I've moved. We had a lot of stuff going on, so I'm advising, I'm consulting. So I wasn't even really running Facebook ad accounts for like the past month or two. I was just consulting and advising on stuff. So it was very weird timing that I got restricted. I did get back. I had a ton of people reach out to me for like months saying, "Hey, I can get you back on Facebook. Like, do you want me to do it for you?" And it's like, I really don't care. Like, it hasn't changed my life. And then eventually it was just inconvenient because I had to give certain members of our team different levels of privileges so they could, add people to ad accounts. And it became more of like a pain in the ass to not have my Facebook ad account. So I got it back. So I'm technically able to advertise on Facebook now. I just don't do it personally because I despise the company at like a cellular level. Like I think it's a horrible company, and seeing them lose.
You mean the name
of market.
The name change and stuff didn't do it for you? It didn't win you back?
What a dick move. Like, just, I mean, to think that you can just change your company's name and erase all the horrible, terrible stuff you've done. It was so ignorant and arrogant, and like, it obviously didn't work, right? They lost more money market cap wise than any company in history in a single day. Zuckerberg fell out of the top 10 richest people list. Like, that was a pretty awesome day. And I don't think the pain's over. I think long term, I talked about this yesterday with my buddy Lois on our podcast. Like, I think Facebook as an entity, like, I don't think they're disappearing because they have so much money. They're still printing cash. Like they have a fortress balance sheet. But I don't see massive growth opportunities there anymore. They can't innovate, and they also can't hire because they can't get people to work for them, and they can't acquire in the metaverse. So like typically their plays when we can't innovate, we can't build stuff. Everything we build sucks. So we buy companies. But like the big play is the metaverse, like, but you can't buy anybody. It's like not the very nature of it is you can't there's nobody to go acquire, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think the metaverse play could be a massive hit to them. They've already lost $10 billion on it. Like I think they could make a big bet and lose, and it could be pretty detrimental.
Well, and this is kind of a weird subject for us because I think I would say definitely the majority. I don't know how big that majority is anymore, but definitely the majority of our sellers are selling primarily on Facebook. And one of the things that we experience right now is Facebook is still kind of king of scale. Like you just, if you want to scale massively, like if you hit a winning product, we're in the print on demand space, we test a bunch of different designs. We try to find a winning product and then we scale it to the moon. Once you land on a winning product, Facebook has got to be in your arsenal, or else you're just going to be leaving tons of meat on the bone. So it's a little bit of a tricky space because I think you're right. I think you're hitting the nail on the head in terms of your kind of analysis of Facebook as a whole. I also don't think Facebook has been very friendly to small businesses and its smaller advertisers. Yet at the same time, it's kind of a necessary evil if you want to hit massive numbers right now. So anyway, let's shift gears and talk a little bit about TikTok, because you had this happen. Your Facebook account got restricted. That's kind of when you started experimenting with TikTok. Is that right?
Well, so I've been lucky because I got invited to be on their alpha program 2 years ago now, when they kind of first started opening up advertising and a self-serve ad platform. And so I'd been dabbling in it for about a year, but I probably had written it off for about 6 months. So I was on it for like a few months, and then I did some stuff on it, not this Black Friday, but the previous Black Friday and Q4, and saw some good results from our clients. And then, then it just nothing really, it was still really immature and really not getting great consistent results, low cost, but not high performance. And so I kind of wrote it off, put it in the back burner. And then when the Facebook thing happened, then I was like, well, what am I going to do now? Like I need to do something. I'm not going to just not advertise. Right. And I looked around the landscape and I was like, what is worth me investing my time into, right? What's a channel that I believe can perform and can also have scale? Because that's the big question, right? It's like, there are a lot of great ad platforms out there, but so there, there's Pinterest and there's Twitter, and there's places that you can get good performance, but they don't have 1 billion plus users. So you can only spend so much money. And for me, it's like spending $1,000 a day is not exciting, or $5,000 a day. Like I want to go into a platform where I can spend 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a day and work up to that. And TikTok was the only platform I saw out there that had that growth trajectory. And it turned out to be accurate. Like it turned out to actually be a good bet, because now they have 1.2 billion monthly active users, are just growing like absolute crazy. It's nuts the amount of users are taking on.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if TikTok by Q4 this year is more neck to neck with Facebook in terms of where your scaling ability really lies. So you got started with TikTok then when kind of all that happened, and you noticed that you were having some success, right? And then if I remember correctly, and we don't have to rehash the whole thing, you started experimenting, I think, with different product lines and things like that. And you started to see that, like, yeah, kind of across the board, it performed pretty well for you. So you came on like in October of last year. You kind of got us onto it. I mean, we were kind of experimenting with it anyway, but you came on, and we had a number of sellers and our internal media buying team that just absolutely crushed it on TikTok during Q4. And now for our media buying team, it is a permanent part of our marketing kind of arsenal here. So let's help out some people that are maybe new. They're perhaps just getting into this. We're kind of in the print on demand space, so we're not doing drop shipping. There's a little different technique here with, when you're going through kind of your product research and your design, and when you're testing and things like that. But if somebody wants to get started on TikTok, what are some kind of the first steps they need to do to kind of get started, to start experimenting on the platform, and to set themselves up for success?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the first thing that I tell everybody to do when they get on the platform on an ad standpoint is you need to get on it from a user perspective as well. Like you need to download the app and you need to start using the app. You need to start spending time in the app daily and you need to start creating content. I think this is probably the biggest, like sounds simple, sounds obvious, but most people like in our sphere, like they're used to being able to run ads on platforms that they don't have to really understand the nuance. Like there's not a culture on Facebook or Instagram necessarily. It's like there's just people and I can put images up and kind of copy and people buy stuff, right? And like that's the flow. With TikTok, there's all these like mini communities and culture elements and there's all these nuances that change really frequently. So if you're not using it and you're not posting, not engaging those communities, you're going to put up content on the creative side for the ads that just doesn't resonate. And that's probably the biggest mistake most people make is they just have a disconnect between what they're posting and what people want to see on the app.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if you remember back in high school. I'm not sure how far away that is for you, but for me, it's going on 20 years now. But like you'd have these little fads that would pop up for like sometimes like just a month or maybe 3 weeks at a time or something like that. And it feels like TikTok is kind of similar, right? It's like you have these fads that kind of burn through the platform, just wave after wave. Is that about right?
Yeah, it's very similar. So it's a lot of it's trend based. There are some kind of macro level evergreen like content types, right? Things like that have been around and been working for a while, like green screen video backgrounds. That's been a effect that's kind of been on the platform for a while and continues to work really well. So there are some of these like effects and trends that kind of TikTok maybe by it, the hashtag like that have stayed on the platform and stay popular. But for the most part, yeah, there's all of a sudden the trend hashtag pops up, a sound and effect, it peaks, crushes, and then it just dies as quickly as it came. And then you're on to the next thing. So if you're not catching these waves, it's not that you can't be successful. You still could if you're a really great product and you still can put good creative out there, but it makes it exponentially easier if you can identify these waves as they're cresting and create content that fits that narrative and run that on the ad side of things.
It's just it kind of just goes back to this fundamental kind of knowing your audience because they're coming to TikTok to consume a certain kind of content. And it's just about capitalizing on whatever's popular at the time. You know?
I think it's what I think happened over the last few years that at least that I saw happen. I'm sure I think you'll agree with this is Facebook made it so easy to make money online and to be an advertiser that a lot of people neglected what true marketing advertising actually is. They didn't they thought it was, hey, I can just throw images up and like plug in some stuff and dupe some ad sets and I'm a marketer. And it's like, no, like that's not like you just had this great technology that did all the hard work for you. And it was so good that you could be lazy and still make money. And now people today are seeing that's not the case. But if you go back like pre-Facebook or early Facebook, like you had to understand, like when there was no targeting options really, and you were just kind of wide open, like you had to create copy and creative that really stood out in the feed and resonated and people identified with it. And it was, polarizing, engaging. It caused people to get curious and stuff. Like that's what you need to do with TikTok is like go back to traditional marketing roots of like understand your audience and create compelling content that really resonates with them and causes an emotional reaction.
Yeah, you have to get into like buyer psychology in a big way. Yeah, man, I'm totally feeling you on that. That's a whole it's that whole ECOM bro culture that kind of started to emerge over the last 3 to 4 years because the tools got so sophisticated that you didn't have to have any marketing skills anymore. So I'm totally feeling you on that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to get into some Q&A. I want to make sure that for everybody that doesn't know, Max probably only had about 40 minutes with us, so we're going to have to wrap this up in roughly 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So
give or take.
Let's start doing some Q&A, and then Max has got something he wants to share with everybody, and I think I'd like to leave at least a few minutes for a little bit of Q&A after that. So
cool. That sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. How hard? So this one's from Joe. How hard is it to make these TikTok videos?
It's the easiest thing in the world because you don't need a high-end camera. So you don't need a production shoot. You don't need actors. You don't need to like script out these long drawn out shoots. It's literally if you have one of these, right, and it can be an Android, doesn't be just an iPhone, but if you have a mobile phone and you have your camera app and you understand how to just talk to the camera and break the fourth wall, like you can create TikTok videos. So it's literally, it's using the app, which is free and organic, using search. And I'll talk about this in the training I want to do, but like, you know, I'll give a little sneak peek here. Tip that I talk about is like whatever industry you're in. So you're in jewelry, right? You go into the app, TikTok, you open it, you go to the search bar and you say like, what's the coolest jewelry, hot jewelry right now, trending jewelry, right? Where to buy jewelry, jewelry unboxing, whatever key phrases, keywords, search phrases are going to be that you think people will be searching for. Then you filter by last 7 days, most liked. And it's literally going to show you the most viral, most liked videos in the last week that people that you're targeting are watching. Write down, how does it open? What's the opening hook? What's the first 3 seconds? How long is the video? What effects are they using? And now I'm going to create ads that do exactly that. So they're using a trending sound, they're using a trending effect, they're using, it's a 7-second video that loops, like whatever it is. It literally, you don't need spy tools. You don't do that. You need your phone, the app, some basic understanding how to search the app, and then to be able to shoot and just clip it together inside the app, or use, you know, InShot, or there's, you know, other free app out there that you can use to edit the video. So it's not difficult in terms of work input, but it is difficult in the sense that you need to change your mindset a little bit, because it's a different way of creating ad creative than you're used to. And it requires just more of understanding of your target customer.
Dude, that's awesome. It sounds like it literally hands you the elements of like a winning creative on a platter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's really easy.
Amazing. Yeah. It's like a built-in spy tool. So this one's from Sheila. How do I do ads if I don't have the product in hand? Should I find an influencer to send items to? Real quick, Max, before I turn you loose on that one, I'd recommend if you have a product that you've been testing, like for example, right in our process today, we still test on Facebook first, and we make sure the product has legs. And then if it has legs, we actually order samples. I mean, this is the same process the media buy team goes through. We order samples, and then we'll literally shoot our own videos and creatives with the samples that we order. So all that is to say, try to validate that you've got a winning product first, then order samples so that you have the product in hand, and then you can start to shoot some of these videos. But anyway, Max, there's a second part of this question about kind of perhaps using an influencer. What's your experience around that? What do you think?
Yeah, so I'll do the first. I'll do the first part. I'll talk to the influencer stuff. I agree with you. I think that's really important. I think it's having product in hand is going to make a huge difference, right? As opposed to not having it. That being said, there are some workarounds that can be effective. We've seen good results with, especially for retargeting, which, you know, give or take, it's going to be how easy that is for you. Is like green screen video effects, right? So a lot of brands are using green screen video. So it might be somebody like talking head kind of floating over the screen, and then it shows the ShineOn store or your store scrolling behind, like, hey, I just found this really cool gift idea right here. This is where you can get it. This is what it says. This is what, like, you're kind of talking about the shopping experience and going through the buying process on the screen behind you. So you can do that where you don't have the product at all. Usually what a lot of brands are doing is they're doing that, and then they're transitioning to a shot where they have the physical product. They actually get at the door. So it shows like buying to fulfillment to demo and unboxing. But you can do just one part of it. So if you really are in a bind and you can't get a sample, you can do that. And we've seen decent results doing that. In terms of, should I find influencers to send items to? Yeah, I mean, it's working with influencers is great on the platform. But you don't need, like, this is the thing, you don't need big name influencers, big name creators. Because again, TikTok is a content graph, not a social graph. It's very democratic. So people that have 5 followers can go viral, just like people that have 5 million. And like being a celebrity doesn't make you any cooler on TikTok than like being a normal person. So like what we've been doing is looking at like local colleges, right? So look at your local schools in the area and find kids in local schools that want to make a few bucks. They know the platform better than we do, right? Kids that are in, you know, that are just getting started in college, like they're native to it. They're going to understand the nuances. Yep. It's going to feel really authentic, and they work for a lot less money than, you know, a 40-year-old influencer that, you know, that's in the jewelry space is going to want. So we've been doing a lot of that, building out like influencer pods at colleges to shoot content.
I will tell you that, you know, for us, one of the things our team is doing, our video creatives are super freaking simple. I mean, we will literally have the product, we'll open the box, right? And we'll kind of twirl it around in our hand a little bit like that so that, you know, the light comes in, it bounces off the cubic zirconia or whatever. And then literally they read the phrase. Like this is, I bet you this is 80% of our creatives on TikTok right now. It is literally the box open, we read the phrase, and then we tell people where to buy. So it's not that fancy. I mean, you can get crazier than that. We've done some other things as well. We've also experimented with different settings. Like we'll do it in a house, we'll do it outside. So it's kind of UGC-ish. It's very, very kind of authentic. It doesn't feel like an ad. But I mean, we are keeping it literally that simple. And as I said, I mean, we freaking crushed it in Q4. We actually have a product that we're starting to scale right now. On TikTok as well. So it's like a never ending stream. And we're keeping it super, super simple. So
that's great.
So besides the social platform, how do TikTok ads differ from Facebook ads? So can you talk a little bit about the actual ad experience, like going into Ads Manager, what's it look like TikTok versus Facebook? How difficult is it to use? What's similar about that kind of thing?
So the beautiful thing about what TikTok did is they've just totally used Facebook. Like they used Instagram and Facebook ads to grow the app initially. I mean, I remember back in the day, but like TikTok was one of the biggest Facebook advertisers. They were spending tons of money on Facebook, on Instagram, doing app install ads back to TikTok. And then they made it so all the TikToks get exported, have the bouncing TikTok logo. So now it's like half of all Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts are TikToks. So they just hijacked these other platforms to grow their platform. And they've done the same thing on the ad side of things. They've been hiring a ton of members of Facebook's ad team and bring them into their ecosystem. And so if you go into your ads manager and you know this, like if you go into the ads manager and if you've done anything on Facebook, it's going to feel really similar. It's nearly identical. The naming conventions, the structure, campaign, ad group ads, the way you set up an ad, the look of the ad group when you're building it out in terms of the size of the audience, literally everything, the box at the bottom where you go lowest cost, cost cap, like the UI is nearly identical to Facebook. So you're going to feel very native in there. It's not going to feel confusing. You're not going to be like, where do I go? This is different. This is foreign to me. So yeah, it really doesn't differ in terms of the UI. The primary difference between the ad platforms is that TikTok is nearly 80-90% creative based. So like Facebook, there's a lot of other elements that go into whether you can be successful. Like you can get away with having relatively crappy creative, but being like good at some technical stuff of like strategies and hacking. Yeah, like hacking the algo and everything. With TikTok, it's like all that really doesn't matter. If you can put out really good creative with a really good offer, you can do very, very well going just broad, no targeting, single ad group. So it's different in that sense of like where your efforts are going to go and where your resources are best invested. And again, remember, like with TikTok, the beauty of the app is that you're getting 100% of that user's attention, screen real estate for that split second, which is really powerful because in the app, it's a full screen takeover. So every swipe, it's the entire screen. There's no feed where there's other stuff. So like if you can create compelling hooks and compelling, 1 second openers, like it's massive. I mean, the advantage you have there versus like, you don't get that anywhere else. You don't get that on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Pinterest. Like it's really unique. So getting really good at creative, getting really good at grabbing attention, engaging, keep people hooked, watching to the end. Like that's the X factor.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't think about that. But yeah, you're like, I can see how that'd be super powerful because you have their full attention. That's really what it is. It's just a play for attention. That's awesome. So it sounds like it's really just all about making like sticky creatives because it's like once it gets on the screen, just don't let them move.
Yep. And you get rewarded, right? So TikTok, the reason they've been able to grow so fast is they've built such a powerful algorithm that is so smart. And a lot of that is how they weight metrics in the app, right? So things that it looks for, at least on the organic side, it also factors into the paid side, is how many times somebody watched the video. Do they watch it 2, 3, 4, or 5 times? How long on average do they watch the video? How many people percent of views watch 100% of the video? What is percent of people watch your video and then go on to watch your next video and your next video and your next video? So like, is your video causing people to go down a loop or like a stretch where they're going to stay in the app and watch 20 videos? All of those things get rewarded. And that way, like, they're just amplifying content they know keeps people super engaged and in the app. And they do the same thing on the ad side. So if you're creating ads that cause people they watch your entire ad and then they go on and stay in the app, you're going to be rewarded on a CPM basis with your costs. If you don't, and people are leaving the app or they're only watching a second, you're going to get penalized. You're going to pay a lot more to reach the same person because TikTok doesn't want to lose users. They don't want to lose that time in app. So you really need to focus on putting out compelling videos that don't cause people to leave the app, don't piss people off, don't look like an ad. Otherwise, you're going to get hit pretty hard.
You know, it's really interesting to me hearing you describe it, because it sounds like TikTok is really just in a completely different league compared to other platforms. I mean, it sounds like they've hired the best minds. They've designed it incredibly well. It's the algorithm is more sophisticated. You know,
and they have so much cool stuff coming. Like, again, I want to get into more questions, but just like a tease people, because we get the beta test, all kinds of cool stuff, and our reps send us like every week, like, here's some new betas opening for different things they're experimenting on. I mean, they have some really cool ad units that they're working on behind the scenes that they're going to be rolling out in the coming year. So like one that we're about to start betaing, they just sent out. Really excited about it. It's called a interactive story ad. So they're creating new ad units where essentially you can have multiple characters or multiple objects or elements on an ad to start, and the user can pick their path, essentially.
Like a choose your own story,
choose your own adventure. So you can have multiple basically ads inside a single ad based on who's looking at it. So like we work with a really big $100 million a year baby apparel brand. So I want to say, like, pick, my son Quinn, like, pick Quinn's outfit for today. What should he wear to school? And they can like pick, and then based on what they pick, it shows him in that outfit going about his day. Like, there's like, Facebook doesn't even come close. Facebook's rolling out, they're trying to rebrand the same ad they tried to sell to us years ago, which was Canvas ads, as instant experiences. Like, they just keep pushing the same crappy ads that nobody cares about. TikTok's rolling out these, experience ads. They're rolling out live shopping. They're going to start beta testing live shopping tied into ads. So you can do basically TikTok lives and then amplify those lives as they're happening with paid media. Like, it's a different league. It's integrated directly in Shopify, so you can buy on the spot while they're. It's like, it's not even comparable.
That's freaking incredible, man. It's. I mean, even the ad side alone, it just sounds so well thought out how they built even the rest of it, right? And I mean, clearly they're doing something right, because TikTok is absolutely freaking exploding right now. It's taking over the world. All right,
they can't keep up.
What's that?
They can't keep up. Like, our reps say they're just overwhelmed with how many advertisers they have coming on the platform.
That's freaking unbelievable, dude. Let's try to maybe lightning round some of these questions here, because I'd like to get through a few more here. How can I get my TikTok ads to spend? I've tried a few times. I've tried a few and let them run for 48 hours with no spend.
Yeah, likely it's a bid to budget ratio issue, or it's a total budget to CPA ratio. So TikTok min ad spend is $20. You need to have enough of a multiple on your budget to your target, your average CPA, to exit learning phase. So if you can't get 50 conversions in a week based on what you're optimizing for, TikTok will just won't spend, or will stop spending your budget because it knows you won't exit. So try moving up funnel, try optimizing for add to cart view content, or try increasing your budget. One of those two things should help get your stuff spending.
All right. Is it best to start with personal TikTok so can utilize sounds to make videos more entertaining? I've heard you can't get clickable link till this one's a little messy.
I know what he's saying though. So he's talking about personal, like, so I don't do any organic stuff. So we're talking about the ad side of things, the ad platform. You can only use sounds that TikTok basically has licensed in the ads. You can't use published sounds, music in your stuff. So yeah, personal TikTok, like, totally different than ad TikTok.
Okay. So how can we target the USA if we're based in a region such as the UK that doesn't allow you to target the USA market? Is that a limitation on TikTok?
It is right now. You should be able to use, I know people that use like I don't do this because we don't have to, but I know people that use like VPNs and stuff to basically open a US based account and then set everything up. But you should be able to, because in the US, like, so one thing you open an account, but like you should be able to target other countries. What you need to do, because we target other countries, you need to sign a data privacy agreement. So if you reach out to support, or if you have a rep, just reach out to them saying, hey, I want to target other countries. They'll send basically something you have to sign. It's just like a data sharing agreement, and then you can target other countries.
Okay. Is it better to have content on your account then, or can do ads instead? I think what they're asking here is you have to have your personal kind of account built up before you do ads.
No, so TikTok's interesting in that you don't have to link a page to an ad account to be able to run ads. You can basically set whatever page title and icon you want at the ad level. So every ad can be, it's like a unique page, not connected to anything. You can also now connect to pages and do Spark ads directly through that, or just regular Spark ads. And in that case, having a bigger following or having a blue check mark will obviously build a little more trust and add credibility. But honestly, like, we're seeing better numbers most of the time not running linked to a page, just running like totally unique standalone ads. In that case, it's irrelevant what your organic following is.
All right, we're going to do 2 more, and then we'll jump into your masterclass here. So how long should the videos be?
So this changes based on trends. So like right now, what's really hot in the app is 5 to 7 second videos that like loop, like text wall videos that have a lot of text. People have to watch them multiple times. That's a really big trend. On average, TikTok's found, like, we've got data from them, like 21 to like 34 seconds is kind of the ideal time. You really don't have much time to work with though. You're working 5 to 6 seconds. That's the total lengths you can work with.
All right. So this is a bit broad. Let's see if we can do it quickly. How do you scale on TikTok? Keep in mind, most of these people come from Facebook. So
Of course,
you're duplicating campaigns and doing all kinds of hacky stuff. What do you do on TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple strategies that take a lot of time to get into here, but at a very conservative level, 30% budget increases at the ad group level every 48 to 72 hours. As long as CPA is holding, you're getting more purchases. As long too as the exited learning phase. So you got 50 plus conversions in a week, stabilized. Then we do 30% budget increases every 2 to 3 days. You can also dupe. So if a winning ad group, will duplicate it. We'll do cost cap. We'll set it like 1x our break-even CPA to start. We'll start at a budget that's usually 50x our target bid. So really big multiple there. And then we'll gradually increase the bid to make sure we're spending the full budget. So there are 2 ways. There's a lot of other ways, but there's kind of just 2.
Yeah, it's a tough question to answer in 30 seconds. I get it. All right. So this is a great one. What is a good group or course to learn more about TikTok ads? That's gonna be a perfect segue.
Almost like that was planted.
Huh? Yeah.
Almost like that was planted.
Your people, is it?
Not that I know of.
So Max here is teaching a TikTok masterclass. So when he was here in October, he was launching a masterclass. Then we had a bunch of folks from ShineOn that took it and benefited well. Like I said, we had a number of sellers just crush on TikTok. And he's got another one coming up. So it's next Tuesday, February 15th. Max, I'm going to turn this over to you. Can you tell us a little bit about the masterclass, what you're going to be covering, how long it is, and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm going to keep this brief. I really don't like pitching. And frankly, I do this info and education stuff now because it's a passion of mine. I enjoy helping a lot of people. It's not a big money play for us. We have a lot of other businesses that we own and we're involved in day to day and just our agency. But I did my first one about 3 months ago, and I purposely did it because I didn't want to sit down and spend weeks shooting a course. And I was like, I'm going to do it live, record everything in one go, make it a lot of interactivity and fun. And it went so well that people keep asking. I said, okay, I'll do another one. And so I'm going to do 4 this year. I'm doing 1 each quarter, and they're different themes. So this one is going to be 100% focused on ad creative because it's become the biggest piece. It's really the piece that if you can master and understand, you can do very well on the platform. So I wanted to dedicate an entire training to it. So yeah, it'll be, 3 to 4 hours. It's a big block of time. So bring some caffeine. I do a huge training component where I'm going to break down everything that we're doing on the creative side, ads we're running, how we're doing opening hooks, how we're shooting stuff, how we're working with influencers, how we're tracking things, how we're doing research. In the beginning, we talked about like how we're using the app to find, trends and all that stuff. So we're going to dive deeper into those. I have tons of systems, SOPs, tools that we've built out for our agency for creative tracking that we're going to share, and everyone gets copies of those templates and stuff that they can bring home for their agency, for their company. Yeah, I mean, it's it's just gonna be fun. Like I love sharing this stuff. We've learned so much stuff running ads for a really wide range of very large, rapidly growing businesses on the platform. And just I get to use these trainings as the time to share all that cool stuff with you guys. So again, if you want to show up, if you want to learn more about the platform, more about creative, which is the biggest thing, get a lot of cool tools, systems, checklists that you can use for your business. Be able to ask questions. We're new long form Q&A. Last masterclass, we had 140 questions. I think it took 3 additional hours to do Q&A. I did a second part of 2 hours just to do all the questions, but answered every single person's question. So we had a list, every question got answered. It took me, an extra few hours to do it. But it was a lot of fun. So really, really excited about it. It's a one-time thing. So it's $297 for the event to be there live, to get all the stuff that I give you, all the checklists and tools, and then get the recording and the Q&A and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's that. No hard pitch, no hard sell. Just I'd love to see everyone there. I know you guys have done really well on the platform, and I know it's been cool going through the group, especially before I hopped on. It was like seeing some people sharing their wins, like what they've done on the platform, and be able to diversify on Facebook is really cool and really exciting.
So let me ask real quick, anybody watching this, if you have any questions about the masterclass, start dropping them now. We're going to do this for a few more minutes. We're going to wrap up. Question. So you did the other masterclass in October. So if people buy this, do they get that content as well? Or is this kind of exclusively on the creative side?
So what we're doing is these are standalone things people can get. That's why we're doing this at a low price on them. We do have, and I can get you guys a link for this as well. We can talk about it. A like all-in program that's $997 called TikTok Ads IQ that we just launched, and that basically gives like everyone everything. So it gives them like the course, insiders access for 3 months, and then all 4 of the master classes this year. So if people are interested in that, like we can also get you. I think you can grab that through your portal. You can grab a link and share it with anybody. But I wanted to make this like our lowest price thing that I could just share with your guys, and they can get the best deal and come in and show up for the masterclass.
Okay, no, that's awesome. So if anybody's interested in this, tiktok.shineon.com, you see it right here in the middle of the screen, tiktok.shineon.com. This will take you to a checkout page for this specific program. Again, it's on the 15th. You said it's going to go for what, 4 hours roughly?
Yeah, the last one we scheduled 3, but like the last one went for way over that, and then we had to do a second part. I gave myself a break because I literally couldn't talk by the end of it. So I did a second part Q&A once I got rested for all the additional questions.
And what time does it start?
It's 5 p.m. Eastern. So 5 p.m. Eastern to 8. If you're in a different time zone, like you're in Asia or Europe, we are going to open up pre-submissions for questions. So you can still get your questions submitted, answered, and then you can just watch it in the replay and get all of it.
Yeah, so if you can't make it live, it's all recorded. They'll have access
and you get
to
your questions answered. Yep.
Okay. And so if they want the other one, they need to buy more the whole package, which is the $997.
Yeah, because right? they could use your other link too. But what I would say is if you want the other one, like at that point you're talking $600. Like the best deal is to just get the Ads IQ program, because then they get 3 months of insiders, which is amazing, and they get the original course, and they get the rest. I'm doing 4 of these this year. They're gonna get all 4 of them.
Okay. So if anybody wants that, stand by. I'm going to have to go get a link, and we'll come back to this post and we'll update it so that, right here in the post, you'll be able to see a link to the, what is it? TikTok IQ? Is that what it's
TikTok
called?
Ads IQ. I didn't think anybody would like, I didn't think it was going to question people asking about the old one. So I didn't even think about to like give you both links.
It's cool, man. Yeah. We were winging this. So it's not really a big deal.
That's how good of a salesman. That's how good of a salesman I am. How much I care about selling is like, I actually came with no links. Like, you want an actual core offer? Like, you guys, we'll give it to you later.
Look, I'll be honest here. I want people to buy this because I saw the success folks had in Q4 after they took it on TikTok. And look, I'm kind of selfish here. I care about the success of ShineOn. And I know that if our sellers are equipped with this information, they can go hit TikTok, hit the ground running and sell really well. It benefits all of us. It's a giant win-win-win. Plus, I'm a big believer in investing in your education anyway. Who knows how much money I've freaking dumped into courses and coaching and everything else. It's ridiculous. But that's what it takes, I think. So anyways, let's see. Do we have any questions? Give me just a second here. How can we get the first class as well? So again, we're going to sign up for TikTok Ads IQ. So just stand by. I'm going to get a link to that, and I'll come back to this post. I'll update this post with the link. So if you just this post will be in the featured section of the group. Just come revisit this in like an hour. I should have a link for it.
I don't know what.
Great deal. Facebook user, how can someone sign up for this? TikTok.ShineOn.com. TikTok.ShineOn.com. That's how you can sign up. Let's see here. I guess there's a lot of interest here in this.
That's surprising.
What does the TikTok Ads IQ Insiders offer for 3 months? That would be the well, here, I'll let you
And I apologize. I honestly didn't expect anybody to even ask about the other program. So yeah, we have a Slack group called TikTok Insiders that I started about 2 months ago. It's got 500 plus advertisers in there now. Basically, it's a group where we have channels dedicated for ECOM, for info, for SaaS, for creative, for resources. We have members of our TikTok team, our rep team in there. So you can get your questions answered. People are sharing like best practices, tips, what's working, what's not working for them. People are they're sharing their creative, getting feedback on their creative. So it's just become this really cool community of fellow marketers that are all trying to crack the platform, sharing really good insights. And so, yeah, you get the main program we offer now. We basically include 3 months of that in it.
Yeah, cool. By the way, we're in there. So if you join it, you're going to see Kirsta, you're going to see Jim in there. I'm in there. I'm not sure who else is in there. I mean, there's a bunch of us, a whole smorgasbord of ShineOn folks in that group. And like I said, we've been absolutely crushing it on TikTok. We've really enjoyed the Slack group. So highly recommend you check that out. The TikTok Insiders group has been pretty amazing. So everybody give Max some thank yous here in the comments. Max, do you have a favorite emoji?
Any of them. They're all equally valuable and great to me. So you can hit with a random.
Let's give Max a bunch of tacos. Do we have? I'm pretty sure there's a taco emoji. Let's load this chat up with some tacos. Let Max know we appreciate him here. Max, I want to thank you for joining, buddy. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on, sharing your knowledge, and putting together the masterclass for us.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. We built such a great relationship with ShineOn over the years, and with Eric and with your team. And yeah, I always love getting to come on here and share. And especially you guys always help us out last minute whenever we need stuff. So this is about as last minute as it can get.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, it's fun, dude. It's how we roll around here.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. Look, if you want to start selling with ShineOn and you're not, head over to ShineOn.com, sign up, take 60 seconds. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't joined our Facebook group, once again, there's something wrong with you. I say this every week. Get into our Facebook group. It's really a ton of fun. It's where all the magic happens. We're releasing new training videos, all kinds of stuff in there. You need to go join it. If you're in the Facebook group and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, what's the matter with you? Go freaking sign up to our YouTube channel, subscribe so you never miss any videos. And then finally, you should go follow us on Instagram because we're really starting to load up our Instagram account. It's been one of our focuses. So everybody, thanks for joining. Until next time, happy selling. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.